A person dear to your heart, your treasure, your desired partner? Has. Or did he even have any appreciation for you at all? Appreciated you, who you are, what you have given him, or how you have been there for him? This appreciation, is there anything? You might be asking yourself this question thinking, wow, I really gave everything here and he behaves like a And maybe for some people. And you ask yourself the question, right? Maybe he also just broke off contact. And you tell yourself, was there even anything there? Or do you even appreciate how I have been there for him? And the contact we had and we ask this question, we ask it collectively. The person cards are gender neutral. This applies to both male and female. And a collective reading may not apply to everyone. And it's like this. Please always pick out what resonates with you, what fits your situation, because as I said, we are in the collective. And I have to approach it a bit more broadly. And the readings are all timeless. That means no matter when you watch the video, it is right and important for you at this moment because there is some hint that wants to come to you now. And the question I took from the collective, from the community comments, thank you very, very much for that. And you are very welcome to always provide suggestions and questions, write them down for the collective for a reading. And then, of course, I always gladly take all of them. Yes, and there was also the question about appreciation, and I find the question very interesting as well. And I also saw that one or two others commented on it as well, and also found it very interesting, the question. And of course, I gladly take that. So let's take a look now. And a very warm, loving hello, a heartfelt thank you to you all for your kind and loving comments again. You are so wonderfully, wonderfully wonderful, and I have truly taken you all to heart. You are truly amazing. Thank you for being there. And now let's look at the energy of the present, the appreciation from your loved one towards you. So let's see. Okay, we already have something from the cups. So with your loved one, it's already happening. We are now here in appreciation towards you. It is definitely about you here and what occupies him or her in your direction, or what concerns the appreciation towards you. It's currently a bit about what is dormant within you, about reconciliation, about healing. And there is really love involved as well. That's his topic. It's about fulfillment here. And perhaps for some, it's also about a chance for reconciliation or for a reconciliation. Currently, maybe a bit rational, cold, perhaps it was like that regarding the contact with you. And now let's take a look to see what more we can find out. So we have the wands twice, okay? Let's start. On one hand, we have the Seven of Wands. Yes, it is your loved one. He has really tried once again here with his will, with his stubbornness perhaps to assert himself. Because ultimately he is in conflict with himself. And he is trying or has tried to remain steadfast in all of this. Because here it's really about jealousy. Jealousy is a big issue for him. With himself, he has a major issue with himself. But I also see him quite exhausted, especially lying here. And there was something between the two of you where he also gave up for himself. But as I said, envy and jealousy are major issues for my beloved person. And it's like this. Yes, he perhaps always wanted to assert his point of view. And that's an issue. As far as I know, we are on the topic of appreciation, but that's what's being shown. There is truly something dormant within him because it's about love, but staying true to this old pattern. There is something here, something deeply rooted, that is currently really occupying him. Then we also have the Nine of Wands. And this is that unapproachable defensive attitude. Defensive attitude, these wands represent the defensive stance, this assertiveness, and this stubborn, perhaps obstinate nature as well. Unapproachable in any case, it is very closed off. And he already has quite a bit of endurance in that. But in the end, we are back at this card, at this theme. That he is somehow also overwhelmed, which he indeed is. He's also overwhelmed by feelings. And this is a major theme here. And he is internally with such strength, perhaps for some, but somehow also so tired. Tired because something is moving him here, as I said, very, very strongly. And what exactly it is, what's going on, well, I'm quite curious myself. Because this already makes a very interesting impression here. What's going on? But I find every reading interesting anyway, whether in the collective or in personal consultations. So now let's take a look. I will now focus again on the question, appreciation of the area. So we already have quite a lot of activity here. And what is in retreat here? In retreat, I need what is definitely in retreat here from your beloved person is that he is currently lucky everywhere. And he has this luck, okay? The luck he has actually always had. It was almost like a continuous loop. He somehow managed to get through everything. That's how I see your beloved person. And in the end, your beloved person has heartache. I can tell you that for sure. We are really in the area here. Heartache. And he has always kept the love a secret. So he hasn't completely opened up to you. I can tell you for sure that the appreciation towards you, yes, it is there. But he realized it too late. Too late to gain this clear perspective. Because he kept trying these deceptive maneuvers, keeping things on the surface, what outwardly, what different, I'll start again, replay, always showed something different outwardly. This aloofness is now completely reflected here. Aloof. Also when it really comes to love. Because that he also, your warmth, your kindness, your care, what you gave him. Because I have the material, but also the human aspect. And in that regard, I have to be completely honest, I must say. He somewhat, in a way, didn't fully appreciate it. At the time, during the period when you had contact, I have phases where there was something there, wow, really great. There was a heart connection. And then again, gone. I would say I now see him as a kind of planet hopper. When you had contact, there was appreciation, everything was there. It was wonderful. You touched his heart. He was on your planet, on the planet of the heart. Warmth, security, love, affection, understanding. And then you had no more contact. Or it was a personal meeting. Or it was the personal realization that he left, so he hopped back to his area, to his planet. As I said, you have the planet hopper, and then back on his planet. And then it was like a cut. That's when this access came completely. The access to appreciation. Because he was back in his area. And I have him here in a somewhat gloomy area, lying. There I have entanglements. There I have trouble. There I always have discrepancies. And by the way, he is currently completely in it as well. No matter. So I really have to say now, no matter if it's people in his environment, whether it's another woman, man, currently there is someone by his side, who, by the way, is not really by his side, or professional issues. So there's a lot of turmoil around him. And he is really in a disaster, actually. And as far as appreciation towards you is concerned, he is also there himself. He is not yet complete. So as I said, I still have a bit of a planet jumper here. What used to be more intense, this planet jumping, you would have noticed that too. He was with you, you had contact, and it was like you thought, wow, he's back, he's really coming back. That's the person you know. And then, all of a sudden, the switch flips again. Either he just left the meeting that you both might have had, or you had contact, finished talking on the phone, writing or something. And suddenly, boom, you think, what's going on now? This up and down is like an ECG. Always this, but I have it a bit more intense, the ECG. And that was where this imbalance kept tipping over. But what he knows from his behavior patterns, so in his planet, that's a planet. There, everything always worked out for him, that he got through like that. And maybe when it came to separation, or somehow, it all somehow completely only appreciated to a certain extent, or not so deeply appreciated, especially you. But the appreciation is there. We'll get to that in a moment. Because it comes even more intensely here. And there it is, as I said, the old always clung to it. And there is this stubbornness, this obstinacy that we had earlier. Because basically, I have been so jealous. Here it lies. Envy, jealousy, resentment outside with others. And it works there, and it always works for him too. He was always on the surface, presenting himself as if everything was going great. It always worked. But the tables have completely turned. Because the loss is in his happiness, which is always here. He can't get through anymore. And he also realizes that he is completely, I have him powerless. Here it lies. He lacks the strength. He lacks the power. It doesn't work anymore like this. Above all, is he really missing it too? The will to, yes, persistently assert himself, to stay on his darker planets. And there we also have what he also feels, that is the connection, the unity with you. And he feels that he is slowly getting closer and closer to the topic. He still occasionally jumps over here to his planets. Yes. But I'll tell you honestly, where he is right now, no matter, as I said, people, situations, or, what it's about here, it doesn't matter at all. He really has almost like hell on earth here. I have to tell you very clearly because I have it here so intensely. There, nothing works, nothing at all anymore. He is being lied to. He is being exploited. His good nature, or when he does something for others, he really gets it here. That's it. He's like in a vortex right now. That's what he actually baked for himself, the whole thing. He wrote his own script here and now thinks, damn, I can't get out of this whole script anymore. Because that's how I have him lying here. And no matter what it's about completely, no matter who he has contact with, whether it's work, I have trouble, I have problems, I have conflicts. Even there, by the way, he really allowed himself one thing or another here, was also dishonest in communication, but it always worked out. He thought to himself, oh, here, I'm the king XY. I'll get through this whole thing here now. No, he is being watched at work. I also have, no matter what it is, so work. It could also be other activities. I already have him being watched. So I'll really say work now. Or maybe some hobby where he has some leadership position or something in some hobby, no idea. Leadership member, or whatever it's all called. And he is being watched there because he has already made a few mistakes here. He was also confronted about it and made excuses. But this is completely turning around because I only have this very small success left, the big success he used to have, where he always had luck. I see it here completely in loss. And even when it comes to other people, he got himself into this mess. And I'm not just talking about a bowl of soup. We have a really big pot of soup here. So not just a little bit. Honestly, I wouldn't want to eat it. So just looking at it makes me feel, from this energy, I already feel a bit nauseous if I were to eat the soup now. But as I said, let him stay in there, let him keep sliding in, and you just sit back and relax. because it's all like I have conflict, trouble, disputes, discussions. He is misunderstood, no longer understood, nothing works as it used to. And as I said, everything that always worked no longer functions. And we are at the point of appreciation towards you. But by now I say everything that the cards show. Regarding this question, whether in the collective or in a personal reading. So, and he is increasingly coming to this, now we are at the point of appreciation. Because really he is getting hit one blow after another. So it's like this, everyone who almost walks past him, metaphorically speaking, gives me a full slap in the face. Or sometimes in the stomach area or on the arm or however it may be. Or steps on his foot really hard so that he has bruises. And it's like this increasingly more. This, what have I actually done? Now he really enters this area where he sees the appreciation from you. As I said, he thinks here he is a superhero. Something like that. Everything always worked out. That was here. No matter if it was with another woman, with another man, as I said, people or situations. But nothing works anymore. So that, and there the converter has always bet on the wrong horse. No matter, as I said, whether it's another woman, another man, or whatever is happening at work. As I said, quite a bit is going on with him. So, and now is the point where he increasingly enters this energy, especially into this thinking, into this feeling. Wow, you always had a solution. You always had an encouraging word. You were always there, because that's exactly what he's missing now. Because he doesn't get that at all. But now all these blows here, it really needed or needs them for him to come, to awaken. And the appreciation towards you is truly there. He is someone who has always made things easy for himself. Like this, I make it easy for myself. Taking the easy way. Maybe he always, could you in his own way, he has always applied tactics repeatedly. But what you have always seen is what is going on inside him. You have seen his inner self. And you know him. And tell yourself, hey, there is so much more in you. I feel it, I know you. And what you feel, you also say, I wasn't mistaken about that. No, you were not mistaken in this collective reading, because it is what you truly felt. He's actually completely running away from his heart, from love, from truly letting himself go. And here we are now. He is coming more and more into this appreciation. As I said, more and more the thought, it keeps coming up now more intensely. Wow, you would have had a word of love or something? Situations, events that remind him you had the solution ready. Just as an example, you said, hey, watch out, don't worry, we'll find a way here, we'll find a solution. This encouragement, this optimism that you always gave him or her, then even when he wasn't doing well, maybe health-wise or something was wrong, you stood there and said, hey, look, I brought you throat lozenges, for example, or I cooked you some soup. So there are vegetable soup, something like a broth or something healthy like that, just to be there for him. And that's the point. And now he's really completely falling into this longing as well. And the missing, because now it becomes clear to him, it hits him like a ton of bricks, what he didn't see there. And what he perhaps always viewed so superficially, as I said, when he was on your planet, it was absolutely top notch. And as soon as he was away from you again, or the message, that's how it ends. And then poof, he's back on this other planet he jumped back on, and there he was, but he no longer feels comfortable on his planet. He knows on that planet. There, it is beautiful, so well taken care of. And it is that where he simply no longer has the strength, where he lacks the strength. The whole thing that he says, fighting his way through here, he doesn't want that anymore. He doesn't want to be a fighter anymore. But this jealousy, this need to present himself and always be the center of attention, to always be seen well by others. Because there, as I said, he gets one blow after another. And for him, with you, it's such that he now feels this confidence with you. What did you give? How were you there? Because this closeness, he now misses the closeness. He is really clearly experiencing heartache now. And he is completely uncertain whether you would still be there at all. Because he might have always held on to you like that. Yes, that's a whole lot of love. And she always has complete understanding. And she will manage it. But now it might be that you also have a change. As I said, I can only tell you his perspective. And he feels that too. Or he's also afraid of this change, that you might reject him, no longer want him. Because once we have healing, he really wants to go into healing. He wants to clear everything up because it really hurts him. And the appreciation towards you is definitely there. Even if he didn't show it to you back then, it is. Very, very surely it is now really coming up. So it is already here, full speed ahead. So she has already reached halfway here and continues steering so that it completely crashes here. With him, because I see him completely in the... Yes. This sadness, I really have concerns of sadness here, insecurity, restlessness, nervousness with him, because he increasingly realizes how much it hurts him, what he perhaps did not give you, did not show you, maybe also in how he treated you. And that is his issue. And it occupies him greatly. Yes, he is also afraid to directly communicate with you because he really withdraws from it, as he is afraid, wow, like you are really sending him one here. And that is his issue. He is afraid of that. But we have a chance. He will take the opportunity. Chance for healing. Here, again, a chance for healing. And even if you might see him somewhere or something, only if you want to, it remains completely, completely up to you, of course, always. That you might then also, yes, let him speak first if you want your decision, because he is really afraid of communication. But he will gather the courage and get in touch with you. Or also maybe if he knows where you are right now, that he consciously is there too. And with that, oops, you're here too, what a coincidence. But also, you know, he will come up with something to start communicating with you. And he wants to rebuild this trust again. Because the healing, yes, I have the apology here, because he is truly sorry. This appreciation is now really coming to the forefront and gaining strength as he realizes, oh my God, what a fool I have been. And now the true meaning comes, which is missing, Cup, especially appreciating who you are. Because here I have complete icy coldness. So here we are completely on his planet in Antarctica. And he's having, I don't know, a race with the polar bears, but somehow he always loses. Yes, because things are really turbulent there, really turbulent. He also needs the disaster. And here we have the warmth, there we have the confidence, there we have the care. And he has always consciously run away from it to completely allow it, because like your planet does it does him absolutely good. It's wonderful. But he is uncertain. And for him, it's a big change to allow all of this. Because there we have again his own self-appreciation, the appreciation of himself. And he hasn't really gained access to that yet. But now he is completely on the way. And you extended your hand to him. And that's what he feels now. It really hurts him that he didn't really grasp it properly. So let's take a look. So we have the coins. 6 of coins. With the 6 of coins, yes, he also notices your generosity. And he also wants to come towards you. You might not have really accepted anything because you always gave more, gave from the heart, and couldn't accept anything. And now it's like this. He really wants to offer you something in return. He wants to give you something. Yes, he also realizes he owes you something. He owes you an apology. And he wants that too. Because he simply lacks closeness, confidence, and warmth of heart, your warmth of heart. And that's where he is increasingly gaining access to your appreciation, which he might not have always fully seen, as I said, always snapshots, and then jumping back to his own world, jumped back. But he truly wants you. That's what he's really working on now, where he also feels and realizes deep inside how generous you've always been, how you've supported him. And so he wants you now to support as well, because he knows the love for you is truly a gift. And you are a gift. And he has actually, yes, trampled on it completely because he didn't see it properly. As I said, he was just skimming the surface. So now we have the wands again. And we have the Knight of Wands. With the Knight of Wands, it is shown that he is also becoming a bit impatient now. And this is an adventure for him. There is a lot of sensuality, now passion, and energy involved. Energy directed towards you. Even if there might be just a little bit of delay from his side. Yes, but that is always his own frustration, which he has repeatedly experienced. But he is now entering an exciting time for himself from his perspective. And it's like when he really comes through. So when it happens, it goes from 0 to 1,000, honestly. Even if it seems to be dragging on now, it will suddenly speed up because I see him being quite hasty, rushing here, impatient. Maybe if you don't respond, why? Why isn't she responding? Is there someone else? Or what have I done? Or anything else? There we have the impatience. I sense the complete nervousness in him. I'm starting to feel nervous myself, I notice. But it could also be that he's a bit impetuous. And then he can't stop anymore. I have always used that too. So, for example, just as an example, you might not respond now, so there's no reaction, and then he suddenly shows up at your door or does something active because he can't take it anymore, because he wants to know what's going on, he can't handle it anymore. Because he really enters a panic zone, feeling that he might miss this chance. He misses again. Is that how you say it? He missed the chance. He misses the chance. He, yes, somehow doesn't seize the opportunity. Feels quite good now, doesn't it? Yes, and that's his issue. So it can really be that he then acts a bit hastily. Or he is also in communication because he's afraid that you might say something that somehow kicks him out. So he talks a lot. It could also be possible that he uses distraction by talking a lot, like a waterfall, just to prevent that. So that you don't say, watch out, boy, and goodbye and gone. And that he tries to pack everything into the communication to tell you everything that's on his mind with the hope of understanding what you still want or forgive him for. Dear ones, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching, and I wish you a wonderfully beautiful rest of the day and all the best for you. Goodbye.